Donald Trump once dreamed of a Nobel Peace Prize. But why? Many ask, does Trump's record truly reflect peace, stability, and progress? His rule relied on intimidation, threats, and a constant atmosphere of fear. Nobel Prizes symbolize harmony, but Trump's legacy remains rooted in division and discord. Trump manipulated economic chaos, exploiting currency wars to justify massive tax cuts. His administration plotted for lower treasury yields, shaking faith in U.S. stability. Mar-a-Lago meetings showed Trump's obsession with weakening the dollar's influence globally. Economists warned his policies could destabilize currencies and ignite inflation across continents. Debt projections reached $37 trillion, driven by permanent tax breaks. Trump's tax agenda rewarded the elite, leaving working-class families struggling harder. While markets soared temporarily, recession loomed underneath the illusion of booming prosperity. America's allies grew anxious, questioning whether Washington remained committed to long-term economic trust. At home, Trump faced 34 felony convictions and defamation lawsuits. He governed through fear, blackmailing critics, and threatening institutional checks on power. Instead of unity, his leadership intensified racial divisions and emboldened extremist groups. Every day, Americans suffered rising inflation and tariffs, directly hurting middle-class family budgets. Trump's international policies sowed global discord, straining alliances nurtured over 70 years. Tariffs against India fractured the Quad, driving Modi closer to Putin. European leaders condemned Trump's hostility, with Angela Merkel calling him an unreliable partner. France's Emmanuel Macron warned America risked abandoning friends for fleeting political gains. Allies were trapped into flattering Trump just to maintain fragile diplomatic relationships. NATO leaders ridiculed him privately, caught on camera mocking his unpredictability. Even Canada's Justin Trudeau remarked Trump's diplomacy was chaotic, confusing, and confrontational. Instead of leading the world, Trump dismantled trust among democratic nations. On climate change, Trump denied science, repealed environmental protections, and promoted fossil fuels. His administration erased climate data, even censoring scientists to suppress urgent warnings. Meanwhile, global leaders like Jacinda Ardern called him dangerously ignorant of the environment. Pope Francis criticized Trump's actions as suicidal for humanity's shared future. Global unrest multiplied under Trump's confrontational and short-sighted foreign policies. His decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital fueled violent clashes. When bombs and missiles were exchanged in Asia's West Zone, Trump remained quiet. Thousands died. Still, he was speechless. Palestinian leaders denounced Trump as destroyer of peace, rejecting U.S. mediation entirely. Iran nuclear deal withdrawal pushed Middle East tensions toward unpredictable and dangerous escalation. Donald Trump claimed he stopped the India-Pakistan war after 6 days. Reality showed Operation Sindoor clashes continued, escalating tensions despite his so-called intervention efforts. Critics argue his role was exaggerated, diplomacy failed, and conflict persisted dangerously. European Union foreign ministers blasted Trump's recklessness, saying he endangered global security stability. Protests erupted worldwide, condemning his warmongering rhetoric and unilateral power plays. Even UN officials stated his actions made lasting peace harder, not easier. Instead of Nobel-worthy diplomacy, Trump left trails of fear and fury. Inside America, unrest deepened with rising hate crimes and violent demonstrations spreading. FBI reported hate crimes surged 17% during Trump's presidency. Charlottesville became a turning point, where Trump infamously said, "Very fine people." His response emboldened white supremacists, leaving communities fearful and divided nationwide. Black Lives Matter protests erupted, fueled by Trump's dismissive and inflammatory language. During the pandemic, Trump downplayed science, sparking distrust and violent anti-mask uprisings. Over 600,000 American lives were lost during his tenure. Capitol riots on January 6th exposed the deadly consequences of constant lies. Insurrectionists stormed Congress, chanting Trump's name, endangering America's democratic foundations forever. International leaders like Boris Johnson condemned the riots, calling them deeply disgraceful. Trump's immigration agenda sparked economic backlash and diplomatic outcry across the world. His crackdown on H-1B visas hit Indian workers and U.S. companies. Costs for visa sponsorships skyrocketed by nearly 70% in new policies. Critics said Trump crippled innovation while pretending to protect American job markets. Silicon Valley leaders slammed his policies, warning America risked losing global talent. Indian media called it a betrayal of allies in technology. Even the American Chamber of Commerce labeled visa hikes a disaster for competitiveness. American IT companies reported costs rising billions under Trump's restrictive visa regime. Trump's America First policy often translated into America isolated, weakened, and vulnerable. Globally, Trump empowered autocrats while alienating democratic allies desperately needing American support. Leaders in North Korea and Russia praised him, exploiting his desire for flattery. Meanwhile, Germany, Canada, and France distanced themselves, doubting America's reliability under Trump. Instead of peace, his presidency symbolized chaos, debt, and deepening division. Trump's trade wars with China spiraled into global economic uncertainty. American farmers lost nearly $27 billion from retaliatory Chinese tariffs. Rural voters, once loyal, began questioning his so-called strategy of economic nationalism. Even Wall Street analysts admitted Trump's policies delivered more chaos than stability worldwide. U.S. global approval ratings dropped to 30% during his rule. The Nobel Peace Prize honors unity, stability, and enduring moral leadership worldwide. Trump's record reveals division, fear, climate destruction, and reckless global confrontations. His story isn't of peace, but manipulation and endless political survival. History will remember Trump not as peacemaker, but firestarter of wars. And as critics worldwide echo, one truth remains painfully clear today. Awarding Trump the Nobel Prize would devalue its sacred meaning forever. True peace requires humility, integrity, and global cooperation. Values Trump never understood. His legacy stands no took in gold, but in ashes of division.